And we're starting off on, it's a bit of a negative if you're a comic book fan, but I think, frankly, the whole freaking world saw this coming. It's not really a surprise. Yeah, the Marvels didn't have a great. The Marvels did not have a great opening weekend. Um, here's the full story. So, box office: The Marvels misfires with a 47 million opening weekend, the lowest MCU opening weekend of all time. Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe is no longer a bulletproof box office franchise. That much is clear after the Marvels misfired with 47 million in its opening weekend to land the worst debut in MCU history. Initial tracking was closer to 75 to 80 million. This guy right here said that is never going to happen, but those projections shrank dramatically in recent weeks to 60 million and 65 million, with bad buzz and actors like Brie Larson unable to promote the film due to the SAG strike, which finally ended on Friday. The Marvels didn't even match those disappointing estimates. Only two other films in the sprawling series, The Marvels is the 33rd installment in 15 years, have opened to lower than 60 million. 2008's The Incredible Hulk with 55.4 million, and 2015's Ant-Man with 57.2 million, not adjusted for inflation. Although the MCU has been showing rare signs of wear and tear in its spandex, the franchise's other two big screen adventures to open this year, February's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which made 106 million, and May's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 118 million, still managed to hit triple digits in their respective debuts. The third Ant-Man wasn't labeled a bust until the end of its box office run. The Marvels is the rare MCU movie to flop out the gate. AJ, are you at all surprised about this? And why do you think this movie has been a flop of, by Marvel standards, such epic proportions?
I think one of the sad things we have to look at is I don't think there was a lot of people who liked Ms. Marvel, which isn't going to help the situation. Um, Captain Marvel's showing in Endgame have most people calling her the Uber driver and a backup dancer. The ultimate power that she was deemed to be. I think everyone rushed to see who is this ultimate power. Now, between her showings in the films, I think people were a tad disappointed, may I say. And then Monica Rambeau, either you know her as a kid in Captain Marvel or you had to follow the TV series. And I feel it hasn't had the love that you would in terms of having the heroes you would like to follow. That being one of the issues. It's obviously if you don't have stars out there promoting it, it's going to take a bit of a hit, but how much of a hit can it really take if you've really got the product there? You just overly pump on that. So that should have helped. It's a bit of an unfortunate one. It's weird as well because for as off screen before recording, I was kind of saying it doesn't affect me. I'm not overly excited for Marvel movies. This one kind of stuck out to me as something I would peak an interest in. So, but then the reviews started to come in, and it did come in a bit negative, and I think that could scare a lot of people into going into it as well. A lot of reviews are not positive for this film, and that will stop people going in for multiple viewings. So that little mix of all of it in together is not really going to spell success, is it? So unfortunate. I am still yet to see it. It may by the time it is released, I may have seen it. But yeah, as it currently stands, it's not got the best reviews, and I think that's what's led to it.
Yeah, reviews are certainly one thing that's going to be part of this. I think your take on Miss Marvel not being the most liked of MCU series, which I personally can't understand. I love that, and am a forever defender of Miss Marvel. But yeah, you're right. People do not like it. The marketing was incredibly misleading. Now, on our news show last week, we watched the trailer for the final trailer for the Marvels, in which you hear Thanos' voice. Now, I have not seen the Marvels yet, but from what I understand, Thanos has no part in this. And yet, in two trailers, his voice is there, and the line, "There will always be someone to continue my work," is ushered. And from what I've read and from what I've seen in the reviews, complete misleading marketing. People do not respond well to that sort of thing. And I feel actually a bit dirty that Disney resorted to that sort of tactic of, well, let's put the big guy's voice in and try and get butts in seats because we can't otherwise. It just feels sleazy and it feels below what Marvel should be delivering us at this point. I've often said, and I said to you off camera just now, it is going to take 2 or 3 years for people to want to see Marvel movies again and for the buzz to be back because Kevin Feige has only just got his autonomous creative power back thanks to Bob Iger. Remember, for the last few years, Kevin Feige hasn't even been running the ship because of that ass clown Bob Chapek who took power away from him and handed it to a load of corporate guys. And you're seeing it now. It will come back. This isn't the one, sadly. Although I will be seeing it this week, all but very late. But yeah, anything you want to add?
No, just the only thing I will co-sign is I actually didn't find Miss Marvel bad. I finished it this morning in the anticipation of going to the Marvels, and I didn't see the hate. Is it like not on the nose, cookie cutting and basic? Maybe, but it wasn't to hate. It's a decent show. It's just the standard of the product that the MCU's outputting. It's not worse than anything. It was enjoyable. That's the only
I'll
thing I
also
can
say
really
on the
caveat.
Miss Marvel front, I thought it was so fresh seeing Pakistan portrayed that way. You know, when she goes back to Pakistan and is looking around and is like kind of in wonder about it, it's like someone going to Manhattan for the first time, which we've seen a million and one times in movies.
I'll give you
I
that. Yeah,
projecting Central Asia that way was really quite beautiful. And it
it
had
was.
its moving parts with a big separation. And I was like, you know what? There's a fluff, but there's a good
Yeah,
storyline here.
yeah.
So yeah, that's our thoughts, guys. Have you seen the Marvels? What did you think of it? If you have, don't ruin it. No spoilers, please. Don't be douches. It's still early days. But leave your thoughts in your comments down below. Let us know what you think of the Marvels and why you think it flopped.